Right now, one of the men accused in a drive-by shooting that killed an 11-year-old. Back in court today. What's next in his homicide trial?
Also, the Super Bowl is now set. The dramatic finishes to the conference championships.
It is 4 degrees headed outside right now, but could we be adding a 0 behind that 4 soon enough? We'll have the latest First Warn forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning, and happy Monday. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. Today, the 16-year-old charged in the 2020 death of Anissa Scott will be in court.
A pretrial conference is scheduled for Andre Brown. Brown, one of the 3 men arrested in the drive-by shooting that killed the 11-year-old. Brown currently faces 2 charges, including one for first-degree intentional homicide, party to a crime. He is pleading not guilty, to both. Jury selection is set to start in July. And some breaking news overnight. No one hurt in what police are calling a targeted shooting on Madison's west side. It happened just before midnight on Britta Drive at the intersection of Verona Road and the Beltline. Officers arrived to find bullet holes in an apartment with people inside. Several casings found there as well. Again, police say evidence suggests this was a targeted shooting. There is no ongoing threat to the public.
We are waiting on possible charges for a man after a hit and run on Madison's east side this weekend. Madison police say that the crash on Milwaukee Street sent one person to the hospital. That person is expected to be all right. Officers, though, say that the suspect in this crash ran off, armed themselves inside of a home, and later turned themselves in after negotiating with police.
There's a new study out of UW Health this morning on marijuana in teenagers as Wisconsin lawmakers consider legalizing medical marijuana.
Our McKenna Alexander is here to break it all down for us. Hey, McKenna.
Yeah, good morning, you guys. Well, this study centers on the marketing of marijuana and how it might be targeting your teen. Through the lens of an adolescent, the study looked at 4 states that have legalized recreational marijuana and how social media platforms encourage underage consumption. The 2 sites in the study were Facebook and Instagram because they're the most open to businesses. States that allow recreational cannabis have guidelines in place when it comes to marketing, but not all laws are explicitly restrictive when it comes to youth. These loopholes make teens easy targets.
We know from decades of research on other similar types of products like tobacco and like alcohol that youth are very influenced by this type of marketing content. It can influence them to start using that product, and if they already use that product, these types of marketing messages can get them to use that product more and to identify with that product more.
Some of the language Dr. Moreno is referencing is posting about deals and discounts. Because younger generations are typically more frugal due to having less money, these types of messages cater to them. Another strategy is including language that promotes overconsumption, such as the phrases stoned or zooted. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll share experts' tips when it comes to discussing these things with your child.
McKenna Alexander reporting for us this morning. Thank you, McKenna.
6:02 now. Let's get a check your forecast. Chris Reese has your certified most accurate. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, it's 4 degrees as you begin to head outside this morning. Generally, conditions are going to be fair for us. We're going to see sunshine at times this morning. Eventually, some cloud cover tries to get into the mix as well. Let's look at temperatures throughout southern Wisconsin. Janesville, good morning. You're at 5. Good morning to Boscobel, Goose Egg. 0 for you. 1 in Lone Rock. Good morning to you guys as well. But we also do have a couple of spots that are into the teens for us. Monroe, Mineral Point, Platteville, and Boscobel. You see those temperatures hanging out in the low teens. Good morning to all of you as you begin to wake up and start your days. Doppler track quiet for us as you head out this morning. Grab the sunglasses, but we'll see a little bit of cloud cover trying to stream in at times as well. We're generally going to be quiet across all of the Midwest for us today. And check this out. Even though we are cooler than we were at this time yesterday, it's warmer than 24 hours ago, just back to our west. And you hear me say this all the time. When you see it being warmer to our west, that's generally a sign of what is to come for us. And tomorrow, things are going to be warmer. What we're looking at is this ridge of some warmer temperatures developing over the high plains right now. That briefly moves in for us tomorrow, but watch the Arctic front that's working its way towards the south. This Arctic front stalls out across parts of the Ohio Valley Valley, and we are going to see several waves of low pressure right along that, creating a pretty big storm for areas just to our south. Watch this. This is Future Track. I'm stopping this Tuesday at 6:30. You see this storm starting to come together, but 24 hours later, we're talking snow stretching from parts of northern Maine all the way back into the panhandle of Texas and into New Mexico. And this is going to be a long duration snow event for parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes region. We are talking 48 to 60 hours of wintry precipitation without stopping. In fact, by the time all is said and done by Friday, some areas to our south are talking 2 feet of snow coming out of this. Perhaps a pretty significant ice storm happening to the south of that as well. In Madison, we just get to look at our neighbors to the south and say, wow, I either wish that was me or I'm glad it's not. Depends on which side of the camp that you are in. For today, look at those winds staying out of the south. We're going to be at 32 by about 3:30. We'll cool down into the upper 20s early, then temperatures begin to warm overnight. Tomorrow morning, waking up above freezing at 34. We warm up to 40 by tomorrow afternoon. Here comes the Arctic front from 40 down to 12 Tuesday night, 17 on Wednesday. More teens to end the week before temperatures moderate by next week. Yes, this is a 10-day stretch with no precipitation on the map as of now.
All right, Chris Reese on top of it. Thank you, Chris. Well, the Super Bowl is now set after a couple of nail-biting finishes yesterday. Early Sunday afternoon, first up, it was the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. After being down 18 in the first half, the Bengals fought back and went to overtime, and that game-winning field goal there sealed it for Cincinnati. So Cincinnati is going to take on the LA Rams, who bested the San Francisco 49ers yesterday in another thrilling finish. That was the play right here that sealed things for LA. This Super Bowl is going to feature 2 quarterbacks now who've never been before. Joe Burrow, a first overall pick in 2020, and Matthew Stafford, the first pick in 2009.
You know, I think if you would have told me before the season that we'd be going to the Super Bowl, I probably would have called you crazy. But then, you know, we played a whole season, and, you know, nothing surprises me now. I know the kind of guys that we have and the team that we have.
Spent a lot of years in this league, and I've loved every minute of it. You know, I feel blessed to be able to play in this league for as long as I have. But I sure am happy for this opportunity for not only myself, but really so many guys in that locker room that deserve this too.
The Super Bowl is 2 weeks from yesterday at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Before last year, no team had ever won a Super Bowl in their home stadium, and the Rams are going to get that opportunity now to make it a second year in a row. It happened last year when the Buccaneers did it.
More local news now. The Madison Reading Project is announcing a new partnership that could reach tens of thousands of families, and thousands have already signed up. Christina Laurie explains how you can too.
Within the next 60 days, 30,000 local kids could have a brand new book in their hands if a new partnership between the Madison Reading Project and a certain Grammy-winning country superstar goes as planned.
She's won 11 Grammys and had 25 songs reach #1 on the country charts. But Dolly Parton calls the Imagination Library her biggest achievement.
When the kids get their little books, they run, they wait for their little books to come in the mail, and they always say, it's from the book lady, it's from the book lady.
Parton launched the program in 1995
because of my own dad, who wasn't able to read and write,
as a way to get books in the hands of kids, one every month from the day a child is born until they turn 5.
I just felt like that if kids can learn to read early on, they're not afraid of it, like my dad.
The very first book is this one.
Now the international program is coming to Madison.
And then after this first book, the titles are coordinated to the child's age.
And Reading Project founder Rowan Childs is understandably elated. Right now, 30,000 kids in Dane County or their parents can sign up to participate.
Our mission from the very founding has always been about providing free quality books to kids and inspiring that love of reading.
Something the project and Parton know will make a difference.
Having books mailed to children's homes is a great way to encourage reading at home and to help build home libraries.
Whatever it takes to get them to love the books and to learn to read, I'm all about that.
Now remember, all of this is free. All you have to do is sign up. We have all the information you need to do so up on our website, channel3000.com. Happy reading, everyone. In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
This partnership is made possible by the Roots and Wings Foundation. That's the organization that will help pay for all these books. Once registered, kids can expect to get their first book in about 60 days.
Great program. Coming up, Badgers Gophers, who stepped up for UW, and if it was enough for the men's basketball team to pull off a win.
Plus, in the 608, turns 1 this week, and we're kicking off a week of special coverage when we come back.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Madison. 1 weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV. And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just 1 visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for 1 visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down, and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Don't miss out on Floor & Decor's grand opening in Monona on February 7th. With our unmatched selection of tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl, and more, all at everyday low prices, at Floor & Decor, you'll discover the perfect products for shopping on trend and on budget, all in one stop. Plus, our helpful associates make realizing your vision easy from start to finish, so your upgrade has never been more you. Explore Floor & Decor's newest location in Monona on February 7th, or visit us online at flooranddecor.com.
I thought with everything going on, we could all use a little smile break. So this one is on Gruber Law Offices. You're welcome. Gruber Law Offices. 1 call, that's all.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. It's a big week in the 608 as we celebrate 1 year of showcasing positive stories in the communities we call home.
This is a big deal. I mean, what a celebration. And can we talk about that animation for a second?
And the audio?
To get us in the mood.
We need some jazz hands.
So we are doing it big this week to celebrate 1 year of the 608. Josh Sprider at home this morning. Wish you could be here, Josh, to help celebrate this thing right. Stuck at home for because that's the world we live in now. But let's talk about this new and exciting feature we have on our website to kick off a big week.
Yeah, guys, so we're super excited. And yeah, me being at home, it's just like it was at this point last year, right? It's kind of come full circle all the way through. And this was a big reason of why we started this segment, was to get out into the community again and showcase those positive human interest stories. And boy, did we do it. And we've got some exciting news like Chris mentioned. Take a look at this. News 3 Now, taking action for you as your resource in the community. And we have it all in one place. Everything you need to know starting today today, there is a special section on channel3000.com and our mobile app where it now shows a map of every single spot we have been in the past 365 days. So when you're looking for a place to go, things to do, food or drink, people to meet, hundreds of positive things making an impact right here in our News for Now viewing area. Keep that in mind. We've got everything you need to know all in one place, pinpointed all out for you in the 608 section on channel3000.com. And of course, we are just getting started. All this week on channel3000.com and on News for Now this morning, we're going to be taking a special look back at all of the fun that we've had here in the 608 over the last year, and it is going to be a good time. Photographer Mark Schilling and I have been very busy over the last few weeks trying to find all of those stories that we've done over the last year and taking a look back, guys, and a lot of things came back to memory that I had even forgotten about, some of the silly things that were said, or maybe some of those costumes that I was wearing, maybe dressing like Leah. I think that might be making an appearance this week too, guys.
I'll never forget that.
This has really been a breath of fresh air. I know, you can never forget that, but that just goes to show, you know, the lengths that we're going to go to give you a smile here on News for Now this morning, guys.
Boy, Josh, that must have been hard, you know, because we've only got a week to celebrate it. To find all those moments, you know, you got to whittle them down to just 1 week. How could you possibly do that?
Yeah, it's been a lot of work, and kudos to photographer Mark Schilling, who's saved a lot of these things. Of course, whenever I've had some shenanigans going on, he's always like, marks that down on the calendar to make sure that he's got that going. So, you know, what you're going to be seeing over the next 4 days, of course, is just a little bit of all the places that we've been over the last year. So keep that in mind. But I'm super excited to showcase this, guys. You know me, this segment has been near and dear to my heart over the last year, and I'm super excited that, you know, the company and, you know, shout out to our bosses, Lyle and Sarah, for making this happen for me and really for all of you at home, because this really is morning television right here. Live TV, sometimes you've seen things have happened that you don't really expect, but that's just part of the fun of it.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you, Josh, that's for sure. We're glad you're sticking around for a while.
Congratulations, Josh.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured.
All right, to Badger men's basketball now. The COVID pushback game with Nebraska Thursday. It left a few more days for just to shorten up the rest between their next game with the Gophers yesterday. The Badgers, though, stayed pretty crisp through a balanced attack. Players dominating both in the paint and behind the arc. The Gophers never went away, though, sticking around until the end when they evened it up at 60. Player of the Year candidate, though, Johnny Davis really coming in clutch down the stretch, helping the Badgers seal the 66-60 victory. Davis finished with 16 points and a career-high 15 boards. UW is now 10-1 in close games, those decided by 6 points or less. Badgers hit the road again to take on 24th-ranked Illinois. Game is set for Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
6:17 now. Let's turn it over to Chris Reese with your first warn weather. You're certified most accurate. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, no need to shovel as you head out the door this morning, but you are going to want to bundle up, and you'll probably want those sunglasses at least early on before we start to see at least a little bit of cloud cover streaming in. Look at this shot. This is here at our studios on Raymond Road, looking towards the east over parts of Madison. A beautiful morning getting ready to take shape for us, but it is a cold morning. 4 right now. Air is calm, so our wind chill, not much of a concern out there, but check out temperatures begin to respond over the next 12 hours. Our winds are going to be out of the south. By lunchtime, we'll be into the mid and upper 20s. We'll top out around 32. That should happen right around 3 o'clock today before our temperatures begin to come down, at least briefly. Check out the 10-day temperature trend, though. Tomorrow, we're warming up to 40 for your afternoon high. Back into the teens to round out this week, and then temperatures are really going to be level right around where they should be for this time of the year as we start to look towards the extended forecast. This right here, the Beltline at Seminole Highway, things are all smooth. We're starting to see more and more cars out and about, and there's nothing that I anticipate interrupting your traffic flow today when it comes to the weather. Traffic overall has been smooth for us so far, but we do have one incident that's showing up right as Highway 14 at Park Street begins to intersect with the Beltline. That is not creating delays for us this morning. The goal is to be delay-free. Green means go. Let's see if we can keep this going for us this morning.
Yes, indeed. All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. This is the time of year when many of us start to clean out our closets, our basements, maybe that attic, and maybe you found some old electronics to sell or donate. Consumer Reports walks you through the most important thing you should do before you get rid of it. Wipe your personal data.
Before you get rid of older tech, there are a few simple but important steps you need to take. And no, deleting files and logging out is not enough, according to Consumer Reports tech writer Nicholas DeLeon.
Anything that might be stored what's called locally on the device, photos, videos, any sort of personal documents may still be on there if the only thing you've done is log out of different accounts.
To back things up, use an external drive or cloud-based service. Then search online for specific factory reset directions for your device. It can be done on laptops, tablets, smartphones, wearable tech, and more. Even after a factory reset, a very determined hacker could still access your old files. And although that's very unlikely, you have other options that are more permanent, though it could decrease the value of your tech.
Say you're selling a laptop on eBay or something like that, you could just physically remove the hard drive so that when you sell it or give it to someone else, your data that was on that computer is no longer there because the hard drive is no longer there.
More extreme measures include destroying the hard drive or even destroying, then recycling the device itself. CR says other devices that also need a factory reset include
TVs, gaming consoles, streaming devices like Roku, things like that. These all have your data on there, so you want to make sure to get rid of it before you pass it on to the next person.
Making sure your old tech doesn't create new identity theft problems.
Consumer Reports there. All right, an update now. Spotify taking action after losing another artist on its platform. The online streaming service says it's adding a content advisory to podcasts talking about COVID-19. This comes after Joni Mitchell joined Neil Young this weekend in taking her music off the platform. They're protesting host Joe Rogan, calling out his podcast for spreading COVID misinformation. And new overnight, Joe Rogan responding to Spotify's move in an Instagram video.
So my pledge to you is that I will do my best to try to balance out these more controversial viewpoints with other people's perspectives so we can maybe find a better point of view. I don't want to just show the contrary opinion to what the narrative is.
Rogan reiterated a couple of times he hopes to share more opinions on his podcast, though he spent a fair bit of time in the 7-minute video defending some of his more controversial episodes. He added he's a fan of both musicians who've pulled their music and said he isn't mad at their actions. 6:21 now. Coming up in our next half hour, shattering the glass ceiling when it comes to one sport in Wisconsin. We'll introduce you to the winners of a historic tournament.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now, your vaccine information headquarters.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobuson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Huh, is that true? Geico's been saving folks money for 85 years?
Yep, that's right.
Wait, so if Geico's 85, that makes you...
Are you asking if I'm 85 years old?
I mean, sea turtles live to be 150, so... No, I was not.
Do I look 85?
What? No! You look young. You look young for however old you are.
Geico, saving people money for 85 years.
How to change the way you pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the fan favorite cowboy pizza right now at papamurphys.com.
Your senator is working with Donald Trump to take away your right to vote.
That's exactly what Ron Johnson is doing. It's why we must pass the Freedom to Vote Act.
With the Bucks, Alex Lasry took a stand.
Alex Lasry has used his power to expand voting rights.
I'll be a senator about action, not talk. We need to protect voting rights.
What makes him tick is his love and respect for people.
Equity and justice make us stronger. Alex gets it done.
I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message.
Don't miss out on Floor & Decor's grand opening in Monona. With our wide selection of high-quality tile, wood, stone, and vinyl, all at everyday low prices, you can realize any aspirational project at an inspirational price. Explore Floor & Decor's newest location on February 7th.
There's no telling what's in store with Wisconsin Lottery scratch games. blast. The sweet new $3 game that's chock full of fun. Use your symbols to match and reveal an entire game. Win up to $30,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us. Julie giving us some serious snowmobile envy here with a gorgeous shot at what appears to be a trail. Chris and I talking about whether these are open though, right, Mr. Reese?
Yeah, we barely have any kind of snow on the ground, at least not here in southern Wisconsin. So it's just, I feel like it's not enough for the snowmobile trails to be open.
And Chris Stanford making us all a little nervous if he's going to step on a snowmobile.
Get out of my way, that's what I'm saying.
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom. You know, I've never been, no, I have. Never mind, I take that back. I was going to say I've never been on a snowmobile, but believe it or not, I have. In Kentucky, going sledding once, they would snowmobile us all up the hill, and then we'd sled down, and then they'd snowmobile us right back up.
They have snowmobiles in Kentucky?
We do. When it snows a lot. It's just, it doesn't do that every year.
Interesting. All right,
So,
well, Julie, thank you for the picture. Certainly got us talking. Although there is no snow in the forecast, Chris, to add to that trail. Am I right?
At least not right now. If anything, our snow is going to be melting, especially as we go through the next couple of days. But for anyone headed to the bus stop right now, it's going to be into the single digits headed out the door, but temperatures right around 31 by the time you're headed home later. Doppler track all quiet for us right now.
All right.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopco Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
Give your home a fresh look with the beauty and durability of wall and floor tile from Mohawk. Clean Protect porcelain tile is waterproof and scratch and stain resistant to stand up to life's messes. The Microban technology offers over 99% antimicrobial product protection, fighting against stain and odor-causing bacteria for the life of the tile. Save big money with Mohawk Clean Protect, exclusively at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you overloaded with debt? 13 may be your lucky number. No interest Chapter 13 debt repayment. Protect your assets, pay your debts, get a lower payment that you can afford. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Chapter 13 repayment plans start at only $275 a month. To see if you qualify, on your phone, from your home, statewide, call now or visit us online. Hit the debt-free button. Click or call now.
Dinosaur Adventure roars into Madison. One weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. With life-size dinosaurs and massive family fun. Experience the thrill of the prehistoric age. Featuring the ferocious T-Rex, Triceratops, Velociraptor, and more. Go on a realistic fossil dig. Take a ride on your favorite dinosaur. Bounce around in the prehistoric playground. And a baby dinosaur meet and greet. Take an amazing dinosaur adventure. This weekend only. Alliant Energy Center. Tickets at dinosauradventure.com.
This is the house that angels built. Attic Angels Senior Living Community is built on a foundation of authentic, local care. A framework for living well. Windows to take in the beautiful future. And is crowned by the pride that one's home is one's castle. This is the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community Independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living, built with the help of angels.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids recipe for health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
Right now, a deadly weekend in Beloit. The community gathering to mourn while police officers continue to search for suspects.
A group of young women now in the Wisconsin history books. What makes this high school wrestling tournament so special?
And of course, we are tracking a big storm system across parts of the country while we stay calm. We're going to take a look at that storm. First storm forecast.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. Police in Beloit are currently investigating 3 homicides that have all happened in the last week.
They are still trying to learn who shot and killed a 19-year-old outside of Beloit High School Saturday night after a basketball game. Police say the 19-year-old was rushed to the hospital where he later died. The chief says at least 30 people were in the parking lot when the shooting happened, but he says none of those people have come forward with information.
Those close to the victim remembering him last night. Beloit police have not identified him, so neither are we. Students, teachers, pastors, members of the Beloit community gathering together to join in prayer and sharing messages of love. Pastor Kenda Roman was there, remembering her former student.
For being the Sunday school student that you were, thank you. For always refusing to hug me, thank you. For showing your greatness at the times you showed your greatness.
The victim was also a former student at Beloit Memorial High School. The chief of police, Andre Sales, says no active students and staff were involved in the incident. The school district of Beloit saying that it is fully working with the investigation. In a statement, the district superintendent said violence of any kind is devastating, and the district will provide the resources needed to help students and staff through this difficult time. At a news conference last night, the chief of police expressing some frustration that no one has come forward to help them make an arrest.
And watch a surveillance video, there were over 30 witnesses in the parking lot. Those individuals need to come forward and give us information. My department and myself are growing tired of the people who are refusing to talk to us. If that was your loved one, you would want somebody to come out and talk to you.
This case comes just 13 hours after police found a woman stabbed to death in a home in Beloit. Officers say they're treating it as a homicide, but there are no arrests yet. And just days before, on Wednesday, another woman shot and killed. Police arrested a 34-year-old man in connection with that shooting one day later. But that is 3 homicides in a week. To compare, in all of 2021, Beloit had a total of 4 homicides.
To our coronavirus headlines now. Dane County's newest mask mandate begins tomorrow. It will remain in place until the start of March.
We're still at a pretty stable high place of case activity. And we know when that happens, that's associated with likely more hospitalizations and more folks having poor outcomes. And so all those factors we look at combined.
The extension comes on the heels of several weeks of surging cases and hospitalizations. Public health officials say that it's too soon, though, to say if we're past the Omicron peak. The 7-day average of new cases in the Badger State is dropping. Friday's data showed an average of 7,300 new cases each day over the past week. That is down from a record high of nearly 19,000 7-day average set on the 19th. Vaccination rates still considered low, too, with only 59% of Wisconsinites fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, the Alliant Energy Center is still operating to make testing easily available for everyone. The testing site is now open 7 days a week with next day availability.
6:33, Chris Reese here with your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
All right, we're looking at watches and warnings across the country right now. And I want to take a moment to focus on this band of dark blue that you see. It starts around parts of southern Colorado, works its way all the way up towards Detroit. All of these, my friends, are winter storm watches, and I'm expecting to see a lot more, especially farther to the east and the south as we go through through these next couple of days. It's a part of that big storm system that I've been talking about all morning. We just heard about the big blizzards in the Northeast over the weekend. This is going to be the next big newsmaker that you're going to hear about starting tomorrow, likely taking us all the way through Friday. This is going to be a long duration event. So let's look at the clock. This is Tuesday night at 6:30. You already see our storm system starting to come together. 24 hours later, by Wednesday night at 6:30, check this out. We've got snow from Maine all the way back into parts of New Mexico. This is an incredible chunk of real estate that's all being impacted by one long duration storm. Even by Thursday night at 6 to 6:30, we're still tracking wintry weather in some of those same zones. Even ice starting to show up throughout parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, down into Arkansas, and even northern Texas. Once this is all said and done, by the time we get you towards Friday morning, we're talking a lot of snow for a lot of people. If you are a snow lover, doesn't it just make you jealous to see perhaps 1 to 2 feet of snow happening a couple of hours to our south? This is one of the storms that, I'll be honest with you, this time last week, even upwards of Friday, the models had right on top of us in Wisconsin, but we've seen this generally trend farther to the south, so we continue with our more so lack of a winter when it comes to snowfall out there. 4 degrees right now, so we've had plenty of the cold. We're going to stay clear throughout most of today as well. Perhaps a little bit of cloud cover starts to move into the mix at times. By the time we get you towards this afternoon, our temperatures are going to warm up into the lower 30s, perhaps 40 for your high tomorrow. 17 though on Wednesday, so an Arctic front comes through. We go from 17 to 2 on Wednesday night, -2 Thursday night, and then we'll start to see those temperatures rebound to more seasonable averages by the end of that 10-day.
Now, I love snow as much as the next guy, but a foot or more that they're going to get out east, that's too much, way too much.
That's a lot of snow, but I'll tell you, I'm down.
I'd take it.
I'd take it.
You're crazy.
Okay, Stanford, would you rather have -degree wind chills or a foot of snow?
Foot of snow.
See?
That's right. There you go.
I know Boston with their, 25 inches and the blizzard and the 70-mile-per-hour winds. I was like, I'd take it.
You're hardcore.
I'm a meteorologist, so, we typically will always take the worst storm you can get.
You will.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you much. Well, there's a new study out of UW Hospital this morning taking a look at marijuana marketing and the impact that it's having on teenagers.
The conversation particularly topical as Wisconsin Republicans consider legalizing medical marijuana. McKenna Alexander's here this morning with advice on how to talk to your teens about it. Good morning, McKenna.
Good morning, you two. Well, this recent study focused on 4 states that have recreational marijuana laws. Focusing on Facebook and Instagram, researchers looked at cannabis companies through the lens of an adolescent. Now, the study found that some of the companies' tactics include using language that encourages overconsumption, as well as discounts to cater toward youth that typically don't have much of an income.
Social media is a very different type of platform because not only are youth viewing content, but they're able to engage with it through liking, through following that cannabis business and getting more of that content.
Dr. Moreno says that when it comes to these studies' results, lots of parents may feel shutting down social media use is the best option. Instead, she says that's not the answer, but rather just asking your teen if they're seeing these types of promotions and asking what they think these companies are trying to get out of it. Dr. Moreno explains that, like most people, teenagers don't like being manipulated, and if they're able to realize these marketing strategies, they're more likely to unfollow and stop interacting with these accounts.
Some interesting advice there, McKenna Alexander. Thank you very much. 6:37 now. There's a new group of wrestling champions in Wisconsin this morning. The WIAA holding its first ever girls wrestling tournament in La Crosse. It corresponds with the 50th anniversary of Title IX. 224 girls participated in the tournament. In the end, 12 new state champions named.
This is extremely special to me, just being able to be here, and in the future, once I have kids, being able to tell them that I was part of this is just something so awesome.
Some notable winners: Bopa Soroya Quintana from Sun Prairie. She took first place in the 114 weight. Sofia Bacino, also from Sun Prairie. She took home second place in the 165 weight class. How exciting. What a moment for Wisconsin sports.
Yeah, everybody who took part. Congratulations to them all. 6:38 as we take a look outside this morning. Traffic moving along not too bad right now. And we're going to track that next big weather maker coming up.
And the impact of global warming on our own city. Dana Fulton breaks down the science behind what's really happening.
Plus, in the 608 turns 1 this week, and we've got special coverage when we come back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sheesh Raval with your Ortho Team Clinic at Stoughton Health. We hope you can join us for our upcoming event on treatment of knee arthritis and custom knee replacements.
It's time to take your sleep to the next level with a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Tempur-Pedic mattresses actively adapt to your body's pressure points, giving you a more personal sleep experience than ever before. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses start at $23.99. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash with a Tempur-Pedic mattress set purchase. Upgrade your sleep with a Tempur Ergo Smart Base that automatically adjusts to snoring, giving you a great night's sleep. Relax. It's Steinhoffels.
Come join the amazing team of compassionate caregivers at the one and only Attic Angel Community. Attic Angel Community of Madison is looking for skilled RNs and CNAs and offers shift differentials and on-demand pay, tuition reimbursement, wellness center, and much more. CNAs starting at $18 an hour. We also offer rewarding careers in housekeeping and food service. Apply online today at atticangel.org. Come join the one and only Attic Angel Community.
Well, 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 look at you. You mastered the master bath. You created your own style. And you, yes you, turned a sourdough starter into a sourdough finisher. So when you learn your chronic dry eye is actually caused by reduced tear production due to inflammation, you take it on by talking to your eye care professional about Restasis, which may help you make more of your own tears with continued use twice a day, every day. Restasis helps increase your eye's natural ability to produce tears, which may be reduced by inflammation due to chronic dry eye. Restasis did not increase tear production in patients using anti-inflammatory eye drops or tear duct plugs. To help avoid eye injury and contamination, do not touch the bottle tip to your eye or other surfaces. Wait 15 minutes after use before inserting contact lenses. The most common side effect is a temporary burning sensation. Ask your eye care professional about Restasis. Now to trick out these lights. Visit Restasis.com to learn more.
I love being an orthopedic surgeon because I can help people improve their lives. My name is Ashish Raval. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. My specialty is sports medicine, focusing specifically on the care of the shoulder, hip, and knee.
U.S. ad spending is set to surpass $300 billion by 2022, and the greater Madison area is poised for major growth. So now would be a great time to consider a career in multimedia sales and to join our team selling our top-rated media and digital solutions. Work for a company that offers training, autonomy, flexibility, income growth, upward mobility, and work-life balance with a competitive wage. If you have a passion to drive results for local businesses, then visit morganmurphymedia.com right now to apply.
You're watching Madison's fastest growing newscast. News 3 Now this morning.
This open, it doesn't get old, Chris.
It's great. It puts us in the mood to celebrate. We do have something big to celebrate today because it's been 1 year since we launched in the 608. And Josh Breider, to help celebrate, I got you some cake.
How nice.
There's cake here.
Oh, you got me some cake, and of course I'm not there.
We'll save you some cake.
We'll eat it for you.
Please do. I probably can save the calories anyways. Well, hey guys, we are super excited to be celebrating 1 year in the 608 this week. So tomorrow actually is the official anniversary, and that's when we're going to get to more of our special coverage. But this morning we do have some exciting news. Take a look at this. News 3 Now is taking action for you. So we are going to be your online resource for all things positive in the community. You're going to find a special section on channel3000.com where it now shows a map of every single place we have have been in the past 365 days. Hundreds of positive stories making an impact across the News 3 Now viewing area. So when you're looking for places to go and things to do, food or drinks, or people to meet, we've met some really inspiring people. We've got everything you need to know all in one place, pinpointed all out for you in the 608 section on channel3000.com. And of course, the best part, we are just getting started. All this week on News 3 Now this morning, we're going to have a special look back at all of the fun we've had over the past year. You can look forward to that starting tomorrow. We're going to talk about holidays. We're going to talk about all of the best things I've been able to eat and drink, some of the craziness that I've gotten myself into, some of those shenanigans you guys know I cannot live without. And of course, we're going to look back at some of the most inspiring people that we've met over the last year. Of course, this is just going to be a small fraction of what we've been able to share over the last year, guys. Just a lot of good happening here in our community. And I'm so excited to get out there and do even more.
Okay, I would like a little sneak preview of your favorite moments. Mine might be that time you dressed up as a turkey and you were out there with me at Goodman Community Center. I had a good time with that one. Josh, what's one of your favorite moments?
Oh my gosh, I think driving the school bus up in Sun Prairie was probably my big moment, because remember, that was always my dream as a kid growing up, was to be a school bus driver. But there were so many moments like that, like the one time we were 100 feet up on a fire truck in Cottage Grove. I got the speed skate with the Madison speed skaters. I mean, the list goes on, and some of the stuff that, you know, we've been able to do over the last year is stuff I just never even dreamt I would have the chance to do too.
When you dressed up as Leah, that was, I don't know how you top that.
That was good. That was good.
Maybe
that was excellent.
Maybe the time that the Spring Green lady swore on the air in that interview. That and you dressed up as Leah.
Twice within 30 seconds.
That was a thing of beauty, live television, and we didn't get fined.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yes, we did not get fined. You know what, I have to give a few shout outs here too, guys, because, you know, all of this really could not have happened. First off, for our website right now, Kyle Jones, one of our digital producers, he put that whole section together with that map going to every single place that we've been. And of course, I need to give a shout out to our bosses, Sarah Gray and Lyle Banks, for really giving me a platform to be able to showcase these stories. There are only a handful of stations, TV stations across this entire country that give the time and placement for these types of stories on a morning show. So that's really important in itself. And then, of course, I could not do this without my partner in crime, photographer Mark Schilling, who's actually on vacation with his wife right now. He'll be back with me tomorrow. But you know what? A lot of the stuff that I've been able to do, I would not have been able to do without him. You don't see him on TV. I try to give him as much as I can as far as shout outs, but I couldn't do this without him. So really, really, he's very, very special to me, and I'm excited to be able to continue all the storytelling with him as well.
The dream team, that's for sure. Josh Breiter, we're lucky to have you. We're looking forward to this week. Thank you very much.
And remember, let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him at in608@WISC-TV.com.
6:45. Here in Madison, it's been a couple of weeks of freezing temperatures, so maybe the idea of global warming isn't top of mind. But scientists are seeing changes even this winter. Meteorologist Dana Fulton dug in and found it's just the tip of the iceberg.
A 4-degree warm-up might sound nice if you're sitting out on the ice, but for scientists, it's not comforting at all.
We have had an increase in the temperatures, both the high and the daily high temperatures and the daily low temperatures. So that's a problem.
Ed Hopkins is Wisconsin's assistant state climatologist. For the last 20 years, he's helped track the ice on and ice off dates for Lake Mendota, a record more than 160 years old.
We are purposely trying to maintain this record that is one of the longest lake ice records anywhere in North America.
When he looks back through the data,
you know, hindsight is 20/20.
A troubling trend appears.
The time of freeze date is getting later. And the interesting thing is that the nighttime temperatures, especially in winter, are becoming higher more rapidly than the daytime temperatures.
The average freeze date in 2022 for Lake Mendota is about 5 days later than it was in 1971. The average ice cover duration down almost 24 days. and the average winter temperature now 4 degrees warmer. While this may sound like just a crack in the ice, it's actually a crack in the entire lake's structure.
And anytime you take any part of the circle out of the ecosystem, it will affect the whole ecosystem.
The cold weather is like a reset button for our lakes. It allows certain plants and fish to die off or go dormant. Without it, some plants can grow for too long, blocking out other plants, certain fish, and bringing too much nutrients to the water. It throws off the entire cycle.
Outside of all the problems that causes for the ecosystem, this is a big moneymaker for our area. Maybe you're not into ice boating, maybe you don't own one, but it draws people to the lake.
With a city built entirely around lakes, any small change in the water cycle could ripple through the economy. Ripples felt even when the water is frozen. For News 3 Now, I'm Dana Fulton.
We have more information on what our state climatology office is seeing in our neck of the woods over on channel3000.com.
All right, 6:49. Let's check in with Chris Reese and your certified most accurate forecast. Hey, Chris.
Hey, we're starting off with a beautiful sunrise out there this morning. You'll want the sunglasses headed out the door, and you will also want the jacket. We're not shoveling anytime soon. Sorry about that for snow lovers who are hoping for a different story there. But we're at 4 this morning. Thankfully, the wind, not really much of a thing. So our wind chill lines up with our air temperature, too. When the winds pick up later on this morning, they're going to be out of the south. And that southerly wind is one that really begins to help warm things up. We're going up towards 32 later on this afternoon, and with winds out of the south, that really should help things as well. But the cloud cover will also start to stream in later on this afternoon and evening as well. It's 40 tomorrow. Here comes the Arctic front. That Arctic front sends us back down into the teens for the middle and end of the week. Temperatures start to stabilize right around average, though, as we go through days 6 through 10. This right here is the Beltline at Seminole Highway. Look at that. Roads just clear, moving along with no issues, and I'm not expecting any weather-related issues on the roadways today. We should keep things all green. We have been seeing pretty much good traffic flow all morning long. There was one incident right there at the Beltline and Park Street coming off of Highway 14. That has since been cleared, and so far all your other routes continue to move along smoothly this morning.
All right, Chris Reese, thank you very much. 6:50 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, the continued investigation into the Pittsburgh bridge collapse and the teams set to face off in the Super Bowl.
First, though, we want to say happy birthday to Emma and Shelby. And all the kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Over these past months, we've all experienced changes and a great deal of reflection. But here's a change you can truly be excited about. Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, permanently removes the fat from your stomach, hips and thighs, and back.
I walked past mirrors. I didn't want to see any of that. I can't even tell you how excited I am about Sono Bello and what they've done for me.
I'm just living my best life now because I'm being the best that I can be.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently. Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. Plus, get $250 off instantly. You deserve to do something for you. Call 1-888-512-1753 or go to sonobello.com now.
Contact Culligan, your local water expert.
A must in your medicine cabinet. Less sick days.
Cold coming on? Zicam is the #1 cold shortening brand.
Highly recommended.
Zifans love Zicam's unique zinc formula.
It shortens colds.
Zicam Zinc That Cold.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
At Pick and Save, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales for prices that are lower than low on food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
How sharks could hold the key to curing cancer, Thursday at 6.
Time right now is 6:54. It's time for the morning sprint.
Police are investigating 2 separate homicides in a single day over the weekend in Beloit. It started Saturday morning when officers found a woman stabbed to death inside a home. No arrests in that case. Then later that same night, a 19-year-old was shot outside of Beloit High School. He later died at the hospital. Police are asking for the more than 30 witnesses to come forward so they can find a person of interest. We have more on these deadly crimes over on channel3000.com.
The 16-year-old charged in the 2020 death of Anissa Scott will be in court today. Andre Brown will be appearing in a pretrial hearing. Brown is one of 3 men arrested in the drive-by shooting that killed the 11-year-old. He has pleaded not guilty.
The first ever Wisconsin Girls Wrestling Championship in the books this morning. More than 200 high school girls competed in the event in lacrosse. 12 different girls won their respective weight classes. Organizers say they're proud to bring the event to life after years of wrestlers asking for it.
As the pandemic begins its 3rd year, there's growing hope the Omicron surge is stabilizing. Since New Year's, COVID deaths skyrocketed 86%, but new infections and hospitalizations are now dropping. It comes as Dane County is choosing to extend the mask mandate into March. Other cities like San Francisco are starting to roll back their mask policies.
The mayor of Pittsburgh says he will sign a declaration of disaster emergency for the next several days. The city's Fern Hollow Bridge collapsed Friday, leaving 10 people hurt. Miraculously, no one killed. The NTSB was back on the scene yesterday investigating the site. This declaration increases the availability of federal funds and helps speed up the reconstruction and cleanup process.
The Cincinnati Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. They won the AFC Championship 27-24 over the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. The Bengals will play their first Super Bowl in 33 years against the LA Rams, who topped the San Francisco 49ers 20-17 in the NFC Championship.
Guys, you begin to head out the door this morning, but it is indeed cold. Temperatures in the single digits, 7 degrees source. Winds out of the south and southeast at 3 miles per hour. Throughout the afternoon, we're going to warm things up towards 26 by lunchtime. That does come with plenty of sun. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover streaming in this evening. Temperatures stay milder overnight. We go all the way up to 40 for tomorrow.